a um, live stream and all that cool stuff, right? So don't mind me. I am kind of wanting to give you guys an update what's been going on. So some people want to know if I'm coming to Reefapalooza, Orlando. I am. Um, and the wife, the whole family. So recently, some of you guys may have seen on Facebook or Instagram what's going on with the wife. I'm actually at the hospital. Come outside to smoke a cigar and kind of relax a little bit. What's going on, guys? The wife is on her way up into surgery. So obviously, I got my wife's wedding ring on and my wedding ring, but yeah, we've had a lot going on and quite a few months lately. Personal stuff. Some stuff, willing to share. Some stuff is just, it's just one of those things. Just health things and stuff like that. Potential health scares. For some of you guys that may have followed or seen what was Jamie had wrote on Instagram, we had to cut out the her contract early because she noticed a mass in her armpit. And there was 3 diagnoses that were given: metastatic disease, um, uh, lymphoma, or hopefully, what I'm hoping for and praying for is um, reactive lymph node. So 2 out of those 3 are very bad, and I can only hope and pray that um, it's the good one out of the 2. So we are here at the hospital. I'm actually up on the parking deck. They just took her. I decided to come out and go live to kind of first off ease my mind a little bit, because obviously it's my wife and I'm nervous, and we still have young kids. You know what I mean? I have 2 older daughters from previous, but we have 3 young kids ourselves, and obviously we don't want to shorten their time with either one of us. So, with that also being said, as you guys know, outside of that, we stepped away from stuff. I mean, the tank. I know people are asking about the tank. The tank is still up, cycling. I'm letting it do its thing. Hopefully, we can get more videos. I got more videos still to put out when I traveled and did other people's tanks. It's been a little bit of a slower process, because I have a real life and I have a family and I have things that, either people on social media is going to understand that, or they're not going to understand that. And unfortunately, I got to do what's best for me and my family, including myself. I'm still here for the aquarium community. It's just not as blasting videos or doing some of the things that other people do, to each his own. I'm not an infomercial. And when I have things that are going on in my personal life, those things come first. And I know a lot of you guys are understanding and understand that. Also, with all that being said, as you guys may have noticed, I have pretty much come out of retirement. It's one of those things. It's like I put me on the back burner. I let my health go uh, because, life, you know what I mean? Family, kids, started having kids when I got married with my wife. I did everything for them like a man should, be very supportive. I got my wife for many years through a couple different schools to get her where she is today. I was the primary breadwinner. You know, she just went to school and did all that. So I had a hernia that came up about 2 years ago, um, and I never dealt with it. And it's been causing me problems, an umbilical cord hernia, and it's been causing me more problems lately. So during the process of the things with my wife, um, we go to get my stuff, pre-screening for my surgery that happens on the 27th. So I'll come back from Florida and go to surgery. So I planned it that way so I didn't have to miss Reefapalooza Orlando, so I can see you guys and hang out and just have some fun before I'm going to be laid up for a little bit. So I get some bad news for myself. As you guys know, I'm that guy. It is what it is when it comes to me. I do everything that I possibly can for myself, but I'm going to live my best life because I only get one shot at it. And I'm going to do what I want to do, and that's just going to be the end of that. And I'm going to do what makes me happy. And so during my journey, obviously you guys been seeing, I come out of retirement, back into bodybuilding, doing what I need to do, trying to look good naked before I hit 50. And during the process of going to get pre-screened for my surgery, they find out, first off, prior to that, let me back it up a little bit. Prior to that, I had my heart was throwing PVs or whatever it's called. So a year ago, last month made 1 year. I've been at the gym 6 days a week, off on Sundays. Every day, 3 hours a day. All right. And that's just me because I got go like that. Even when I was at my fattest, I still had go. Even though I smoked cigars here and there and do all that, I still had go. So my heart was doing this stuff. So during the process of me recomping my body and rebuilding me, that went away on its own, naturally, whatever the case may be. So now speed it forward into this pre-screening for my surgery. They find out that I have a right brachial, right ventricle or right brachial blockage. So I guess it's the electrical currents that go to the right, to the left of the heart. So when the heart pumps, it's supposed to pump together. And I don't know, I got more screening in May coming up. I got to do a stress test. So that's probably on treadmill, stuff that I do already. But they're going to have me on a stress test. I got to get this CAT scan, an echocardiogram, all kinds of stuff done now about my heart. So, yeah, it's been one thing after another, and it's kind of one of those things. It's hard to kind of put your personal business out there a little bit because this is real personal stuff, man. And you always got those warriors that always got something funky to say, behind the screen, and it's one of those things. My wife was like, people need to know that, what's going on here. And I'm gonna be honest, I told her, no, don't say nothing, because I really didn't care if people thought I fell off or didn't fall off. I didn't fall off. And and then second, I was kind of a little upset because, when somebody kind of gets ghosted a little bit or not on something, like they're off on what they normally do for, like, say my instance, social media, right? It's kind of weird. It's kind of like the people that you think that are there for you or whatever would be the first one to reach out. Hey, man, everything all right? Everything cool? What's going on? I ain't seen you, just stuff like that. and you know, it's one of those things. I'm human. You know, at the end of the day, I might be a tough son of a gun. It might, you know, my attitude in some people's eyes might suck. I feel like my attitude's great, but it's it's still that I'm human, and it's still like it kind of messes with me a little bit. Like, you know, the ones you think that would be, you know, reach out ain't the ones that reach out, and the ones you don't think be the first ones to reach out. It's so ass backwards. But either way, you know, I let the wife go ahead and post that on there, and we just trying to live our best life, man. You know what I'm saying? Our kids don't know anything. You know what I mean? They don't know exactly what's going on, because we're not trying to obviously put that on them, you know, and it might not be anything. We don't know what it is. So we're praying and hoping for the best. Uh, and asking the man upstairs to, you know, just bless us with a reactive lymph node and stuff like that. So, like I said, it's been tough, man. You know, one thing I always said to Jamie, you know, I always thought like, with all this going on, I always looked at Jamie like, because she's just a non-confrontational person. She's a very good person. She's a sweetheart. And obviously opposites attract, and that's kind of what I needed in my life. And she needed somebody stronger in hers. But also I always looked at her as like, you know, she needed to always, you know, stick up for herself a little bit more or whatever, you know. But, you know, with all this that has happened recently, it made me realize how strong of a person she really is. Uh, is she scared a little bit? Yes. We prayed before, she went upstairs. She said, I'm fine. And then as soon as they came and got her, she looked at me. She said, I'm nervous. Those are the words that came out of her mouth. And I said, it'd be okay. You know, but she is a very strong individual. And I didn't really realize how strong of a person she is until this stuff has happened. Now, we've known about this for a little bit. First I wouldn't let her say nothing to nobody because, you know, some things just, I feel like it doesn't make a difference. Like some people, you know, it's just one of those touchy subjects. It's a touchy subject, and I don't need anybody to say the wrong thing to me, and then I end up running into them in person and then end up being on the news. So, I just try to keep his stuff as much as possible, you know, quiet. But I know people have been saying, you know, things prior to her saying anything. Hey, what's going on with the tank? Hey, what's going on with this? Hey, what's going on in that? And sometimes, you know, when people get not ghost, but kind of ghost, is because they're dealing with some things in their life. You know what I'm saying? I got something going on with my mother. My mother's needing a lung transplant. She's old. She just had a hip transplant. She needs another hip transplant. Now they find out she got something going on with her lungs, and she's on a breathing machine at home. And you know, it's been a hell of a year starting off. Like I had great plans and expectations to do a lot this year, and there's a lot that I'm trying to do. There's a lot that's already been paid for in advance before, you know, a lot of this stuff broke. But at the same time, it's just like it's one thing after another. It's like this has been, you know, coming into the year has been a very, I feel like, somewhat horrible. You know what I'm saying? There's just so much that's been thrown at us. And every time we, you know, try to move forward, it's just something else. So I don't know if we just, you know, on the right path in life and you know, the devil's just trying to close doors or whatever. I know not everybody's into all that, and that's fine, to each his own. But I am a Christian person, regardless of what it may seem like. And I have my faith, and I respect everybody else's in their faith as well. But yeah, it's just one of those things, man. It's been a really bumpy road this year, and even right before coming into this year, actually, my mother's stuff is before all that, and it's kind of like, you know, you only get one of those in life too, regardless of you know, I don't care what your relationship is or hasn't been. If it wasn't for them, none of us would be here, regardless of how bad childhood or great it was or bad it was. Doesn't matter. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for somebody laying down, opening up their legs, and having fun. So at the end of the day, you only get one at it. You get one shot at life. You get one mommy, one daddy. You get one of everything. And you know what? You have to, in life, learn who you are and be proud of who you are and respect yourself and not stop worrying about what somebody else thinks or got to say about you. You know what I'm saying? And that's, I learned that a long time ago in life. You know what I mean? Um, you can't worry about, you have to do you, live your best life because you only get one shot at it. And there's going to be scary times in your life and things that's going to happen where it's out of your control. And I think that's what bothers me the most is because I've always been a fighter. I've always been a protector. And when something bad happens to yourself or your significant other that you physically can't put hands on, that's a hell of a feeling. There's nothing you can do to change that. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, that's what bothers me the most in life is being in a position that I physically can't touch or I physically can't have any contact of something that I might have a chance of protecting or fixing or whatever. So for me, to me, that's my biggest problem, and that's one of my biggest weaknesses that gets to me is like I can't fix what's going on with my wife. You know what I mean? I can't fix what's going on with my heart. All I can do is just live my best life and keep moving forward and hope for the best, pray for the best, and hopefully be blessed. Um, it's not something I want to sit up here and really be talking about because it does get me emotional. I am a person. I do have feelings, regardless of how hard my exterior is. I still have a heart. I still have feelings. You know what I'm saying? I still care. So it ain't like I'm walking around here soulless. I just tell it like it is, and a lot of times people can't accept you for you, or they can't accept that how you talk, how you look, how you act. They can't if they can't relate, they don't like you. And I can't worry about who likes me and who don't like me. But at the end of the day, I feel hopeless when I had to watch my wife get wheeled out to go to surgery, and then before she leaves, she said, "I'm nervous." And I can't be in the surgery room. I can't hold her hand through it. I can't, there's nothing I can do. It's out of my hands. It's out of my control. All I can do is hope, pray to God, everything goes well. I hope, pray to God that, she gets a great diagnosis and it's something, it could be a tumor, benign, or a reactive lymph node or whatever the case may be. That's all I can do. And then once, whatever that happens with that, and then I guess we go from there, when we find out what we need to know. So we have had a lot of people helping us get this sped up quickly as possible because honestly it's been dragging. And then we just, by the grace of God, we ran into a nurse practitioner at a gym that I work at, and she was just so on it. She's like, I mean, she started making phone calls. I mean, she has her own spa in the gym that she does, Botox, lip flips, and all this. But she's well known and whatever. But she made phone calls immediately, got us in so fast. I mean, the thing is with hospitals and stuff and bad, things that are serious, man, it's so backwards because it's so they just take their time in trying to get you. And you know what? Time is money. Time is everything. You don't have time to wait for serious things like that. The longer you're holding off, the worse things can get. Especially, you don't know. Nobody knows what it is. So, it's big as a golf ball. Literally. That's how big it is. Just to give an example. And that's the biggest of three. So there's three uh, slash lymph nodes that are enlarged in her armpit. So they're taking out the biggest one today and sending it off. And then from there, as soon as I get the news or we get the news, I mean, I will let you guys and keep you guys up to date with that, to be honest. So, I don't know. That's where I'm at. That's where it is. Now, we are coming down to Florida. We're leaving Thursday. We're driving. She will have, I think, a drain tube in the arm. We don't know if it's going to be that long. We don't know. Today she will leave here with one in her arm to drain because they're going to be taking this mass out. So it's going to create a pocket where fluid can collect and things can go south. So hopefully they I want to hope that it's only for like 2 days or so, and then it will come back and get it out. So we can enjoy you guys that are going to be at Reefapalooza Orlando. So hopefully, and I appreciate you guys. I know I'm not really seeing the chat so much. I appreciate you guys for all the prayers and thoughts and I'm acknowledged. I'm just trying to talk and keep my mind occupied, talking to you guys real quick for a little bit and kind of filling you guys in on what's going on. So I do acknowledge a lot of you all here. With that, I don't know the quality of this video. I have no idea what's going on. If my internet service it's raining, it's pouring, it's the whole 9 yards. I showed up late and watched the stream speed up. Best wishes to you, Jamie. Yes, we understand that you do what makes sense for your family. Yeah, and that's the thing, man. It's like it's just crazy, man. It's crazy. Jamie's an awesome person, and God knew what he was doing when he put her in my life because I needed somebody like that. When I say I needed somebody like that, I mean, I wasn't a nice dude. I really wasn't. I wasn't a nice dude. You didn't want to meet me on a bad day in an alley nowhere. And he put her in my life to be that softer side that I needed in my life. You know what I mean? Like somebody that just can calm you down and stuff like that, And in a lot of ways, she needed somebody in her life that was just that strong dude and whatever. So it's kind of funny how life throws or puts certain people in your life. And at the beginning, you don't know why they're there. You're just dating or getting married or just having fun and, end up having kids, maybe, or maybe not, whether it goes good or not, that they were there. They were put there for a reason. Yeah, and hopefully, regardless if it was good or bad, you learned something from it. You learned something from it. They were there, put there for a reason, whether it's good or bad. Definitely grounded me. Yes, it definitely did. To be honest. So, but yeah, all right. So yeah, I'll come back from Reefapalooza and then it's my turn. And they say 6 weeks, but I don't have 6 weeks to give to the bed because I'm trying to look good naked. And I know I got this heart thing. And you know what? I switched over to Apple iPhones. I'm still learning how to use it. Apple Watch. I'm keeping track of my heart and stuff like that. Yeah, man. My blood pressure's been up. I did get prescribed uh, um, a blood pressure pill. I have not taken at all. Um, so I probably need to, but you know, I don't know. I'm just more concerned on what's going on with my wife than it is myself at the moment. And whatever happens, happens. I always said, I want to go out standing on my own 2 feet versus on my knees any day. So, and I'm trying to go out looking good naked one more time, you know. So I've been working hard. It's been hard focusing, you know. Food has been, fell off a little bit because it's, I need to eat like I need to eat more often. And, with all this been going on, it's just, I just been killing myself at the gym, to be honest, just as a stress reliever. Literally, the one day I was at the gym for 7 hours straight, literally. Um, I know, crazy. And I did not stop. I literally, drinking water, and kept going. And just to occupy my mind and try to do as much as I can with stress. My sleep has been shitty again. I really didn't sleep at all last night. I try not to worry. Once again, how do you not do that? Yeah, pray about it, leave it alone. But you're still human. Still one of those things. Uh, you know, you start to think in ways that you normally wouldn't do. You start to think about the worst things. Well, what happens? This happen. What about my 7-year-old daughter that needs a mother? You know what I mean? At that age, and this and that. It's hard not to let your mind start to get the best of you sometimes, or think really horrible thoughts of the worst of the worst. Uh, oh, it's been hell lately. And I try not to let my mind go too far crazy and think, crazy. I try to stay as positive and think as positive as possible. But it's hard. You start to see, or think about what it's going to be like with just you and the kids, and maybe if their mother not here, all kinds of stupid stuff. Like, I don't even try to not to think like that, but it's just, I feel like it's just one of those natural things that just, oh, well, it's a possibility, right? So therefore, it's like you want to hurry up. You want to know right now what's going on. What can we do next? You try to rush the process, and that's kind of how I feel like I've been for a while now. And today's the day, and it's like, now it's like, okay, how long is it going to take for for them to get back with the diagnosis, what's what, and all this. We were going back and forth from a biopsy to an actual full surgery. One doctor said biopsy, if you take a biopsy and it's a lymph node, it's going to come back a lymph node, because I guess there's not enough tissue sample there to really whatever. Other doctors said, nope, we cut that out and we send it off. And that's, and then we're like back and forth. And we had a doctor say, well, you want to take baby steps, just take a sample and blah, blah, blah. And, what happens if it doesn't, it ain't, it's just a reactive lymph node and blah, blah, blah. Why would you go through a surgery? And it's just like, these are the things that we've been facing and hearing and trying to, pray about. And what do we do? And we just finally made the decision that, what? I think what's best is cut that out, get that one out of there. One lymph node's not going to hurt anything. Now, if they removed it all, then you get into other situation, lymphedema and stuff in the arm or that branch, or you can't get blood out of that arm. They won't use it for, to do IVs and stuff, because you end up with other problems. But it's one lymph node that they're taking out. So we're just like, we just made a decision, and, hopefully it's the best decision, and it was the best choice, and we have the best results that we can out of that. She also has to have a mammogram, by the way, and ultrasound. They're not doing that today. We were trying to have that done prior to this. Um, I have honestly done a breast exam with her and helped her, and we did go to her gynecologist that we've been with since we had kids, and he's been our doctor for 14, 13, 14 years now. And he did it one. We didn't feel any lumps in the breast tissue or anything like that. But they still want to do mammogram, ultrasound. They did a CAT scan, but CAT scans can't detect stuff like that in the breast tissue. Even though they did a chest, they were looking at her lungs, stuff like that. There was no signs of anything there in the organs part, I guess. So that's a good thing. Um, so yeah, we just that's where we're at. I mean, there's so much I can go on and say and whatever. I'm not trying to drag this out or waste your guys' day, um, but just thought I'd fill you guys in a little bit more on a live stream so I could just whatever. I can't text or type out everything and do all that, but that's where we're at, man. And so we're gonna come to Florida. We're gonna try to have a good time, and we're bringing the kids, the whole family. All of us is coming. So we're gonna come down there and hang out. Hopefully, you guys can get down there, and we're gonna try to have a good time and stay positive and enjoy. And we've been doing so much of just family stuff, and it's one of those things, man. Because tomorrow's not promised to none of us. This fish stuff and all that, it's gonna be here, and I don't think being slow on videos or making videos and all that should hurt anything or anybody. You know, um, obviously family has to come first, and so and you need to make sure that you value and enjoy because tomorrow's not promised, man. You know, tomorrow's not promised. You have to prioritize sometimes. And like I said, I'm gonna be putting out another video probably before we leave this week, before we leave to go down to Florida. Hopefully, she doesn't have to have a drain tube in, and we can have that removed before we go down there. If not, she's gonna have to have a drain tube in there. I'm hoping not. Uh, you know, but we'll be okay. At the end of the day, try to stay positive, try to think positive. Appreciate you all and your understanding. Um, period. So, anyway, so yeah, you'll have my prayers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Video looks good. Okay. All right. Well, guys, I just want to let you guys know I appreciate you all. Thanks for stopping in. I'm going to enjoy a cigar here and run back in. She's going to be probably an hour, they said, in surgery, an hour in recovery. So I got 2 hours of pacing and running, peeling the wax off their floors in the hospital, pacing the floors. We are in our own private room. So they take her to the recovery room, but bring her back down to our private room. So I don't have to wait around other people in the waiting room or anything like that. So that's a good thing. But it's a waiting game, and waiting games suck, as you all know. We all know because we're in the aquariums, right? So for cycling and all that, the waiting game, and so you understand. But this one's just a little bit different. So yeah, I appreciate you all. But I'm gonna let you guys all get back to what you're doing in your own life, and I just wanted to give you guys a heads up, to be honest, and let you guys know what's going on. Like I said, I'm sitting on the top deck out here, um, and waiting patiently for the doctor to call me after the surgery. I think I'm going to get a phone call, they said, and when her take her to recovery, and once she passes everything in recovery, as far as to being able to come into back down to the room, and then I don't know how long we have to wait there, but it's supposed to be inpatient, outpatient. Long as there's no complications. So yeah. So all right. Well, I appreciate you all. Yeah, it's definitely nerve wracking. So appreciate you all. Thanks again for you guys being patient, understanding, and all that stuff. So talk to you guys soon. Thanks again.